We want to take just a moment and tell you about a parenting seminar that we'll be teaching in your area.
We find that often parents rely on external prompters to get their children moving.
We want to take advantage of the internal motivation system that God has placed in your child.
Nagging, anger, some form of behavior modification to get kids to do what they want them to do.
You see, a heart-based approach to parenting will help children make changes that will last a lot longer. We're talking about something different. The conscience has 4 parts. It prompts kids to do what's right, deal with wrongs, be honest, and care about others.
Just about any parenting problem you have fits into one of those 4 areas.
The material is good for a wide age range. You know, if you have high schoolers, junior hires, and elementary kids like I do, we're able to incorporate all these little things in our family. It's not aimed for just one age group.
I've been to a lot of parenting seminars before with different people, and the one thing that was really never addressed at the other seminars was how to change their heart. You know, we can change attitudes, but the heart, you know, you really have to get to that issue.
These ideas have changed my entire view of how parenting works.
We definitely understood that parenting is hard work, but you know, bringing that to the biblical context and realizing that it is hard work, I think that was very helpful.
Come and learn some practical tools to help your children change. The change starts with you, so sign up today.
What you've just seen is a lead into our next guest from the Regina Apostolic Church, Pastor Gary Clifford. Welcome, Gary.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Now, the Parenting Solutions Seminar that we just saw the clip about, can you tell our viewing audience just a little more about that?
Okay. Basically, I'm the children's pastor at Regina Apostolic Church, and I was just talking to parents, and they just wanted some more information on how to raise their children, and of course, I'm dealing with them as well, and so I thought it would be a great idea. I took in a session with these guys down in Nashville last year, and thought that'd be a great way to start and bring them into Canada and bring them to our church so that they can just give parents the tools that they need to help raise their children.
There's a lot of questions out there about various things about raising children. And we went through raising ours, and of course now we're watching our grandchildren getting raised, and there's a lot of controversy, and unfortunately a lot of stay-at-home moms are not staying at home to raise their children. They've been raised by a third party or a whole bunch of third parties at daycare.
Absolutely. Yeah, and what this particular seminar is about, it's basically building the conscience so that the child can govern himself from his inner self, more of a conscience kind of a thing, building the conscience so that they can make the right decisions. And there's actually 4 different areas that they are going to be focusing on. One is doing things right, and the other one was dealing with wrongs, and being honest, and care for others. And in dealing with those 4 elements, they are, instead of being sometimes like you correct with anger or you know, without thinking sometimes, and a lot of these tools that they're bringing is going to help the child see things from a different perspective and kind of react from an inner self rather than say an outward say parental you know, pressure on the outside, you know, through anger and things like that. So
I know I've seen a couple of episodes of the Super Nanny TV show, and I'll tell you, see some of the stuff, and some of the little kids do that slap in the backside to snap them back into reality, not just a naughty chair, because sometimes they just don't listen. Does this teach you how to get your kids to listen?
Yeah, well, there's actually tools that you can learn, and then, you know, I know these people do not, you know, endorse corporal correction, but they try to motivate the child so that they can, it doesn't mean there's not consequences, because we have to learn to be, you know, that's consequences for our actions. And I think, unfortunately, in our society today, there's not a whole lot of that. And so children get to kind of just live their lives the way they want to live their life without any result of consequence, and therefore it could be detrimental to their well-being.
What I found also is a lot of parents are not taking responsibility for the actions of their kids. Well, they heeded that, so he's the one that's in trouble. I know when I took our dog for obedience training, they basically taught me how to work with the dog.
Absolutely.
And so I think these people are going to teach you how to work with your children.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, very, very family focused, very family oriented, want to encourage parents to be a family, and so some of those things will be addressed. There's quite a few tools that they'll be enabling parents to use.
Now you've got this coming up this coming Saturday.
Yes.
April 17th at the Apostolic Church on Assiniboine Avenue at Ring Road, 8:45 to 2:30.
Yes.
Is there a charge for this, Gary?
Yes, there is. We're charging, because we have to bring them in from New Jersey, there is a $30 for a single parent, $50 for a couple. And actually along with this program too, we're offering child classes as well. So the children will be in a different room learning very similar principles. And so that we can build a family together. And there is a cost, there's just a meal cost. There will be a meal and just the cost of the meal for the children, that's all.
Wow. So how are your sales going so far?
Actually very good. We started kind of just interest in our own church, but we found that there was a lot of external people from the community that were interested and have answered our websites and phoned in, and so yeah, we're expecting over 100 adults, and actually about 75 kids was the last count that I saw today.
So you've got a lot of space over there for a lot more people if you can. Now, at the end of this, will people take home a DVD or something about?
Yeah, they'll have a manual. They will be kind of given a manual and working through the manual, and as they say, they team teach. So there's dramatic examples and things like that make it not just a straight lecture kind of a thing, but quite a fun look
interactive.
Maybe a look at yourself sometimes.
Well, that's great. Hope you get lots of people there, Gary. Thanks for coming to tell us about it, and come back and tell us how it went.
All right.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.